All right, let's talk about topic number 3 here. So early in Dynamite last night, Samoa Joe attacked Wardlow with a lead pipe, creating doubt about whether or not Wardlow would be able to compete in the main event later that night. Despite the gutsy performance, Wardlow ultimately lost the match and had his ponytail cut off by Joe in a sign of ultimate disrespect. I've seen some people on Twitter arguing that Wardlow's fall from grace is due to Tony Khan's inability to keep him hot and his lack of ability to focus on his character. The question I want to ask you guys is Wardlow's future in AEW a lost cause, or is there still hope for him to become a major player in the company? Now, my answer to this is I think this leads to a bigger problem in pro wrestling than just what is happening to Wardlow. And this isn't a problem that's mutually exclusive to AEW, and it's not a problem that only happens in WWE. This is a problem that happens in every wrestling company that I've experienced watching. And that is the timing of using a popular star correctly versus stretching out the heat that they have over time to build a bigger story. And I think that to effectively look at this, I want to apply this logic to something that happened early in the year, a kind of an AEW case study that we can look at. And I'm talking about CM Punk. I think CM Punk is the most glaring instance of this happening. And stick with me because I'm going to work this all the way around until we can get to how this applies to MJF. But let's start with CM Punk. And let's start by thinking about when the iron gets hot with a superstar, any wrestling superstar, WWE, AEW, when the iron gets hot, when a superstar returns or this is done through organic build, there's a weird phenomenon that happens. It's a timer. It's an internal timer that happens inside of wrestling fans' hands, and it immediately starts. It's a doomsday clock that's ultimately counting down to the moment when fans lose interest. That's all it is. This is what happens. This is wrestling broken down to its simplest form. Somebody gets hot, and there is a clock that starts, begins ticking down till we ultimately lose interest. And there's things that wrestling companies can do to prolong that clock, right? Like they can refresh the character, they can have them win big matches, they can put them in better storylines, and that ultimately prolongs that clock. Look at Roman Reigns. He's been able to do it for over 3 years. But ultimately, that clock is it's ticking down. Every story has to come to an end. And there's 5 aspects you have to look at when you look at this. When you break down a situation like CM Punk. Let's break down CM Punk's return because I think it is the most glaring of all misuse. I don't know the word I want to use. It's the most glaring case study of somebody coming in white hot and a company just allowing them to lose all of that heat. But there's 5 things I look at, right? There's fan interest, there's opportunity created, there's ratings, there's momentum, and there's commercial relevance. Those are the 5 things that create success within a wrestling company. That's either fans like you or they don't because of these situations. And when CM Punk returned, you have to ask yourself, was there fan interest? Sure there was. Was there opportunity created? Oh yeah, no, definitely there was opportunity created. There was a wealth of dream matches to be had. Was there a ratings spike? Definitely. Could they have built momentum on the back of CM Punk? Yeah, definitely. Was there commercial viability? How many shirts did CM Punk sell? Like 1 billion? So all that existed. This is the recipe right here. This is the recipe for what makes a wrestler seem over, right? That's what makes a wrestler over. Now ask yourself, go back and put yourself back where you were when this was happening and ask yourself, how did Tony Khan use these effectively? Did Tony Khan take advantage of the fan interest? I think that's debatable. I don't know that he took advantage of it. I don't think he knew what to do. I don't think Tony Khan was ready for the amount of eyeballs that were going to turn onto his product when CM Punk returned. Did he seize the opportunity created? Not even close. Not even close. He let it be what it was, but he did not seize the opportunity. Was there a rating spike? 100%. And he took advantage of that. He got out of that initial CM Punk return everything you could have got out of it. But did he build on the momentum? I would argue that Tony Khan pushed against it. By not immediately making CM Punk a heel, he pushed against the momentum. He allowed CM Punk to go out there and be humble Punk, which immediately took the allure off of CM Punk. Now, CM Punk's to blame for that too. CM Punk and both Tony Khan should take blame and not building on that momentum. And did they take advantage of the commercial viability? Sure. They're still selling CM Punk shirts. Like, I don't understand, they talk about CM Punk being bought out, but I still think that CM Punk's merchandise is moving probably top 5, top 10. So yeah, they're still taking advantage of that. But here's the issue. The IWC loves to argue long-term storytelling with me all the time. They love to tell me, just be patient. When CM Punk came back and I said, what the fuck are we doing? Why is he not a heel? Why is he not the anti-establishment? That is who CM Punk is. That is what we want when we see CM Punk. And they all told me, just be patient. We're going to get there. Well, I pulled up something interesting here. According to a study conducted by Microsoft, the average attention span of a human has declined 12 seconds from the year 2000 to 8 seconds in the year 2013. This trend is thought to be due in part to the increasing prevalence of digital media and the abundance of information available on the internet. The study found that the average attention span of a goldfish is 9 seconds. This suggests now that humans may have a shorter attention span than a fucking goldfish. This decline in attention span has significant implications for content creators. AEW is a content creator, as it becomes increasingly important to capture and hold the attention of viewers in shorter periods of time. Long-term storytelling, it's not dead, but it is an art form of the past. You have to strike when the iron is hot. And Tony Khan 100% dropped the ball with CM Punk and did not strike when the iron was hot. The IWC told me that I needed to be patient. And where did that lead me? It led me to CM Punk basically being removed from the company and me never getting another anti-establishment CM Punk heel run. Cool. How did that work out, IWC? You guys tell me. We could have just done that from the jump, right? So let's go back and let's apply this logic to Wardlow. Let's rewind back to Double or Nothing 2022. Wardlow beats MJF after MJF throws a little bit of a hissy fit. But what did MJF do? He got tons of eyeballs onto the product. That promo he cut, the anger that he had, the will he won't he show up, he got tons of eyeballs on the product. And don't get me started on their inability to take advantage of MJF in that moment. We're here to talk about Wardlow and how they didn't take advantage. Let's apply these same metrics that we applied to CM Punk to Wardlow. Ask yourself, did Tony Khan, did he take advantage of the fan interest generated after Double or Nothing? I'd argue no. Wardlow didn't become a megastar. Did he seize the opportunity that was created by both MJF and Wardlow? I'd say no. MJF is no better off today. He's probably worse off today than he was in that moment at Double or Nothing. Were the ratings spiked? Sure. There was an interest in Wardlow for a short period of time, but I don't think that anybody took advantage of that. Did Tony Khan build on the momentum? No. He dipped his toe in the water by giving him the TNT title, but then panicked, took it off, gave it to Samoa Joe, and the title run was forgettable at best. And did he create any commercial viability with Wardlow? I don't think so. I don't think Wardlow's name is any bigger outside of the AEW market than it was when it first started. I think it could have been. I think Wardlow could have been a prominent fixture within AEW, but this glass ceiling that he places on these guys, he doesn't allow them to get to where they need to go. So I'd say Tony Khan dropped the ball with Wardlow. That's just reality. And so the initial question was, has Wardlow run his course with AEW? And the IWC is going to argue, no, I just need to be patient. I need to wait longer for this long-term story to pay off. So 3 years from now, when Tony Khan finally gives Wardlow a push, they'll go, look, this is what it was about. I don't have 3 years to wait. I think Wardlow is ready now to be pushed to the forefront. And let's face it, if I'm Wardlow right now, I have to, in the back of my mind, at least be wondering, what could I do in WWE? Because I fit that mold way better than I fit the AEW mold. When you talk about WWE's emphasis on larger-than-life personalities, Wardlow has all that. He has the physique and the presence in the ring. WWE has a history of rewarding guys who are larger than life. Wardlow fits all of those parameters. WWE has a more structured booking process that would benefit Wardlow. Not this erratic, 1 minute you're hot, the next minute I don't know what to do with you. It really does feel like Tony Khan sits down week to week and just kind of writes down his feelings. And that's how he books. He books probably 50% based on what the IWC is saying and 50% based on what he had for breakfast that morning. That's Tony Khan's booking style. Wardlow would have a clearer path. A path. When I say path, I mean a structured path to success, and could be more successful in terms of being pushed in the WWE. And then Wardlow's got to look at the reality that while he's going through all this shit in AEW, there's just the simple fact WWE has a larger audience. They have a global audience compared to AEW's very niche IWC audience, which could provide Wardlow with massive opportunities, whether it be transitioning to Hollywood, whether it's building your own brand, whatever it is, whether it's, getting into the physical training markets or whatever wrestlers tend to get into. All that opportunity exists in WWE, while in AEW, he's just supposed to wait 3 years for his opportunity? I think it's ignorant to believe that Wardlow is not at least looking at his options at this point. That even in the back, even if this is going somewhere, even if this ponytail storyline ends up going somewhere, it's not going anywhere fast enough for the superstar that Wardlow could be, for the amount of talent that way. He's not a young, spry kid. He's 33 years old. At 33 years old, I don't know that Wardlow has the time to wait on a 3-year storyline. I don't know that Wardlow has the time for this IWC long-term storytelling. Wardlow has to. He has to at least be looking at his options when his contract comes up. There's no doubt about that to me.